Yo, what's up, Nick?
Alex.
Welcome to Nick and Alex. 今日はトランプがバンされた話について話します。はい。So there was a storming on Capitol Hill, which is America's main political center, by a bunch of silly people, and it resulted in deaths. And apparently, according to the media, I don't know if this is the truth or not, Trump did not condone this act enough. He incited violence. So they banned him. He's gone from Twitter, Facebook, もうソーシャルメディア全部なくなった。で、トランプはもともとそのニュースにあんま、なんていうの？まあニュースはトランプはあんま好きじゃないから、アメリカのニュース会社。なんで彼はもうツイッターしかなかったんですよ。To communicate with the public, right? So now he has no way to communicate. So let's try to make it so it's not pro-Trump or against Trump.
Well, it really isn't about I mean, this is a good specific example, but it's a part of a more broader discussion of things.
Yes. Should you censor, should you not censor?
Yeah, and I feel like when you put it that way...
Is this censorship? I mean, that's a better way to put it. Is this censorship? And according to the guy that got poisoned by the Kremlin, 何ヶ月前ぐらいにプーチンの政府に毒されたやつがいるんですけど、彼が結構面白いツイートしたんですけど、according to him, he said that this is censorship.
Yeah, and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, and he said that it sets a precedent that if Trump can be banned, then they can just do it to anybody. And, another country like China could do it. Be like, well, Trump was banned.
Right.
Then his other argument is that, もう Twitter はもう、なんていうの？アメリカのものではなく、プライベート会社。It's a private company. なんで、そう、プライベートだから、別に Twitter がやりたいことできるでしょ。そんな自由あるでしょ。But then he argues that in communist countries in the past, they have, use private companies. The government uses private companies. They align with private companies to get their, motives or whatever their goal is. So I thought that was an interesting thing to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, in this regard, I suppose, like this case, government is not aligned with the private company, but the private companies are kind of becoming a second government or something.
But they probably are.
Well, yeah. I mean, media was always called the
third.
The third.
Yeah, the third. What was it? The third something of power or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I think you can totally say that Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they are really pretty much controlling the way people think in the States.
And there's no choice. And just besides that, there's other social media platforms which, when you look on media, they call it like platforms of hate, like Parler. And it's very easy to label something like that if you've never seen it before, and then you just believe whatever you're told. But that platform has been deplatformed.
Yeah, it's been like deleted
it's gone.
From Apple Store.
Yeah, Apple Store, Google, and then Amazon, who is somehow hosting it, got rid of it. And this is obviously going to start a vacuum of a complete new tech, right wing. There's going to be, you know what I mean? Like this, I think this is censorship. But it's really hard to tell what is unacceptable speech. To what point is it free speech? I saw Trump's video, and unless there was something I'm missing, he didn't seem to be condoning, or he didn't seem to be saying it's okay to storm cap. I'm pretty sure he said I don't know, I don't remember. But maybe I missed something. But at what point should you be taken off platforms?
Well, I feel like you can only be, or you should only be taken off if you're literally, encouraging very violent actions or something like that.
Yeah, but for instance, the leader of Iran, if you've seen his tweets about Israel, like he says they need to be like wiped off the face of the earth, he's still on Twitter and those tweets are still up on Twitter.
Well, which just tells us that Twitter doesn't really care about, what is really, harmful speech or hate speech. It really cares about its own sort of agenda.
Well, actually, that guy, what's his name? Alexa, the Russian guy?
Oh, Alexei Navalny.
Said people send him death threats all the time on tweets, and nothing gets,
Well,
and then there's the argument that, well, Trump is the most powerful man on earth right now. Which he's actually, I don't think he is, because this wouldn't have happened. I feel like if this was so fascist, he would have we would have been on military lockdown or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think people quite understand how bad things can be. So they're like, oh yeah, he's like, terrible. But while they actually have the freedom to say anything about him on Twitter or like on the news or something. Because if that was USSR, you would never be able to say those things.
The problem with America, though, is that there's no such thing as truth anymore because of the media. Everything, もうすごいわかりやすい例を言います。アメリカのメディア、左も右もね、は、裁判みたい。the person who's defending, like, one side is their lawyer, and the other person who's prosecuting is the other side's lawyer. So they're going to have their own narrative to try to either do you understand what I'm saying? So it's never just like, an unbiased opinion. It's always like trying to, you know what I'm saying?
But I think that's not just America. It's probably everywhere.
Yeah.
Most.
Yeah. It's but the problem is, America's never been this divisive and unstable. I don't think this is going to be a good time from now on. I have a bad feeling about what's going on right now. I don't like the censorship stuff.
Yeah, well, and also I suppose another thing is that these companies, they are American and they obviously, affect American politics, but as Navalny said, that sets the precedent for other countries and, how...
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, the Capitol thing was terrible and those were idiots, right? But you condone, you say you should, that's a terrible act, while at the same time in other parts of America, the left has been doing violent protests, for months, for half a year or whatever. So it's like, why is this acceptable on one side and not acceptable on the other, I just in general don't understand why you would ever, storm.
Censor.
Storm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, again, like, it's not like you have to, it's not like we're supporting those people and are saying like, oh, how dare you censor Trump because those people did the right thing or something like that. But it's just, no one's right here, but it doesn't mean that they don't have a right to
Well, the people who are saying that they're anti-fascist are acting like fascists, so it's very, I don't know. What do you want?
Chaos in the world.
Chaos. Yeah. But, do you think there should be censorship on things like Twitter, or Twitter should be able to choose who they...
No, I don't think that... if they want to act as a private company, then, well...
Why not all politics should be banned from Twitter? What about that?
Ooh.
That's a really easy way to fix it. You get banned right when you give a political post, and politicians are all banned from using it. What about that?
Interesting idea.
What about that? Then there's no politics involved. There might be some type of lobbying or something like that, but...
Right. But then I guess they would still, turn to the, regular users.
No, regular users aren't allowed to either. There's no politics.
No politics allowed.
No politics allowed at all on Twitter.
I don't think anyone will use Twitter anymore.
Politics is so annoying, and it's, even I'm guilty of this. I think when you get older, it's just a hobby for people who don't have hobbies when you're into politics. Yeah, it's such a waste of time, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It is a waste of time.
Yeah, but it will be interesting to see how things unfold.
Yeah, well, interesting times.
Yeah, my conclusion is ban all politics on Facebook and Twitter. The problem with Americans are that they're a lot stupider than they think they are. So they'll give their own political, tweet or something like that, and it's not insightful at all, or it just sounds like what the next guy wrote, just like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, right.
But it's never I feel like most Ippan no Nihonjin, they're a little bit more humble with their political opinions because they're not politicians.
Yeah, right. I think that Americans tend to, and I guess Russians maybe as well, but tend to exaggerate their own importance, really.
Yeah.
The importance of their opinion.
It's just so crazy because people are saying on one side that Trump was actually trying to conjure a coup, a political coup. And then on the other side, it's like, no, Nancy Pelosi was trying to do that. Like the person who's opposing Trump. It's like, what do you do when there's two people saying completely different things? It's like there's two different worlds that people are living in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I suppose we do get because because of the echo chambers, we just live into different realities, and it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think one important thing is to be around lots of different people, because once you're stuck in an echo chamber, you're only gonna get that one side.
So I suppose 結論はいろいろな
まあ結論は Twitter とか Facebook に政治的な発言を全部バンすること。
Okay.
That would really that would cure it really fast. If you got rid of all politics, all politicians, all political talk, I think people might be a lot happier too.
Oh, I think people definitely will. Talking about politics too much really makes you unhappy, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, we'll see you next time. Bye.